Hey guys, so I thought I would do a little video analyzing my furthest 7K throw. So this was about 1688 around, like in the 1680s. And yeah, this was probably my furthest throw with it that I've had in quite some time. So let me just right here. So as you can see, my technique's a little different here. I'm a little bit more hunched and a little more relaxed. I'm not as upright with my chest as I was when I threw my PR into 16. So let's get here. So my wind was a little bit different. So I'm a little bit more over my right. And I get here, I'm a little bit more down instead of over, which I didn't really like. The reason why I changed from this is because this was literally like one of the only good throws I had from this session. And I just didn't like how inconsistent I was with this type of more like blasé technique of just I just felt a little too relaxed in my upper body. Alright. And that's a problem I have for a long time because I'm really hypermobile basically everywhere. So I tend to have to kind of force myself to be a little more tense so I'm not too relaxed, if that makes sense. But I think what really gets me to throw far on this throw is that I really held my right leg on the ground as long as possible here. So I had a really good pickup point. I had a really good sweep here. I don't like how I pulled back a little bit with this left arm here. I didn't really like that. I also don't like how I rose here. I would have much rather liked to keep a little more linear, and you know, like if you're gonna be chest down, be a little more chest down. But I mean, And then I kind of reach for the ground here, just a little bit. But I held my left arm pretty good here. Pretty good touchdown here. I landed really wrapped, which is unusual for me. I would have liked my right foot to be turning a little more that way instead of that way, but eh. And then I wish I worked the ground a little longer here and actually turn my right foot a little more aggressively and work the ground just a little bit longer. And I think that would have led to a stronger block because I'm off the ground here already. It's not bad, but it could have been better. And then I reverse. So my left foot lands here, reverse into it. So transferred pretty well into it. And, you know, I could have saved that, but I was like, it's practice. I didn't really save throws in practice, usually. Like, I didn't try, unless it was like a pre-meet or something. Mostly just because at this point, I think this was close to my peaking. So I was just rhythm throwing. So I was just kind of just throwing. So it wasn't really that technical this day. And I was just more throwing for distance, trying to mimic like a meet, which I usually do with my 7Ks. With my light implements, I usually just like to hit the crap out of them because, you know, that's the point, is to try to, it's basically like overspeed training, at least the way I think about it. So, yeah, and this was about like 8 o'clock in the morning. As you can see, it's pretty overcast. I think, oh yeah, it was raining off and on. I think you can see a little bit of patches, like the sector's a little wet. So I think that's actually why I was pretty inconsistent a little bit. But yeah, so this was an outlier throw. All the rest of my throws were around like 16. And usually for me, and I know this is true with a lot of other shot putters, usually like whatever you throw with the 7K is usually what you're going to throw in a meet. And that's why I usually finished up my pre-meet with a 7K. This wasn't a pre-meet, but this was just a block to get myself into meet speed shape. So, if that makes sense. But yeah, so like when I said I had the capability, you know, of throwing like in the 1680s or 70s, this is what I meant, like, because I know I've done it with a 7K. Granted, only once. But, you know. But yeah, so major things to take away with this. I just don't like how my chest was down. For me, knowing what worked for me, I wish I turned my left foot a little bit more. not bad. I wish I held my left arm more like here and held it, or a little more like here and then held it, and I wish I got my hips turned a little bit more to sector. And then I really wish that I kept turning this right foot and I didn't let this right heel come down. It wasn't bad. It's not bad, but it came down a little bit. My right heel, I mean, and that led to me stop turning it. And but I was a lot more patient on this release. If you can tell that little slight delay, and I was really rotational on this throw and not jumpy. So that was really good for me, I guess. But yeah, overall, like, I can't complain with the distance. That's also how I know I'm in good shape, when I don't have the best technique, but I'm still throwing far, and that's a good sign that your peak is you're peaking really well as well. Is when you're not the best technically and you're still throwing far. So that's a really good sign. Now, if you are really technically sound for you and you're not throwing very far, that probably means you're overloaded, either in the weight room or in practice or something. Well, usually in the weight room, and you need to back off and take a deload. All right, so that's usually a sign that you're just overloaded in the weight room. So yeah, but other than that, hope you guys like this. Let me know if you want me to do more analysis videos. I know I haven't done one of me actually throwing anything other than a 16, I think. So, or like a competition weight. So yeah, other than that, I hope you guys learned something, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.